What's going on, guys? Seth here from Team Union. Seth back as your coach of the Philadelphia Fearows for our Week 3 matchup in the GSL versus the Philadelphia Flygons. So we are here for the Battle of Philadelphia, and we are going to see what happens. So looks like our opponent brought the Shaman, the Sylvali, the Celesteela. Did bring the Rhyperior, which is interesting. That thing can definitely be a little bit scary. The Megalopony. And the Raikou. So nothing too surprising here. Let's see what I want to lead with. It's nice to see no Porygon. And definitely no Tentacruel. So those Toxic Spikes can really help me out. Let's see what I want to lead with. I could lead with the Koko. The Koko has a pretty good matchup against this team. I could also lead with the Weezing. I think Weezing is a decent lead, but I'm a little concerned if he wants to lead with the Raikou. I could leave the Scarf Hoopa and just fire off a huge hit on anything, and I could switch into Koko on the Celesteela. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna lead with Hoopa and try to get off a huge hit right off the bat. So he does lead with his Raikou, so I'm just gonna fire up a Hyperspace Fury. If he's like Scarfed to outspeed my Scarf Hoopa with Signal Beam, that could hurt. I don't know if that'll kill actually. I don't know if a Signal Beam would kill, but it would definitely hurt quite a bit. But Hyperspace Fury is going to do a lot of damage to anything on his team. He could be like a defensive Sylvali Fairy or Dark or fighting something that resists it. So we get off a huge hit as he just Volt Switches out. So we see he has the Volt Switch and we know he's not Scarfed. So let me calc that damage and see. He could be Specs. Yeah, that's Sylvali Fairy. As expected. I'm just going to go out into my my Weezing. Calc that damage from the Raikou real quick. Goes for his Parting Shot. He doesn't really have a whole lot for this thing. I mean, he could have Psychic or Psychic on the Shaman or Extra Sensory on his Raikou. So let's see what he wants to do. Maybe he'll go for that. Still gonna calc that Raikou. Let's see if he specs. Volt Switch does 40 to 47. It did 38, so he's not specs. Could just be modest, but it did quite a bit of damage. So there's the Raikou. I'm just going to double into Achilles. I mean, I want to keep this thing for Lopunny and for the Rhyperior. The Toxic Spikes would be really, really nice, but I'd rather keep this thing around to handle some of his threats. As he just goes for another Volt Switch. Wow, that did a lot, and he got a crit. Oh, he's Life Orb, okay. I don't know why I didn't see that earlier. So he's Life Orb, and we're taken down very low. He switches right into his Lopunny, which tells me that he has the Fake Out. So I'm going to switch into Hitmontop, get an Intimidate off. Yeah, just switch out into the Hitmontop, get an Intimidate off, and I can potentially threaten him out with the Close Combat or the Mach Punch. At that point, he would probably want to switch into his Sylvali. So I think, yeah. I think I'm going to double out into the Weezing. So we just see a return. That does a good amount of damage. So I am just going to double out into the Weezing. He could go for something like the High Jump Kick or a Drain Punch, predicting the Stack Attacker, thinking that I would stay in and go for, or thinking that he would go for another return, and I would be predicting that. But let's see what he wants to do. So we see he's got the return. Obviously no surprise there. He doubles out into the Sylvali Fairy, which is really nice, because now I can just get up a free Toxic Spike, or I could Willow. I think I'm actually just going to get up the T-Spike. I think I'm just going to go for the T-Spike. His Defoggers, he has Sylvali's his Defogger, that's all he's got. So, I can always switch in this thing, switch in my Weezing on his Sylvali, which is really, really nice. So I can switch in my hazards on his potential Defogger, which is really good. So he could switch into something like the Raikou or the Shaman here. If he goes into Raikou, he only has one hit left. Koko is basically useless at this point. I mean, it's still good for Celesteela. It can still get one hit off. Or if it kills something, potentially more than that. But it's super weak, which sucks. Let me just write down we saw the Parting Shot on Sylvali. and write down that it is the fairy one. So let's see who he wants to double into here. I'm thinking either Shaman or Raikou. Probably the Raikou. But even so, like if I were to go for a Sludge Bomb, the Raikou dies, so I don't know if he'd want to do that. He could go into Celesteela. I am EV'd to barely outspeed Celesteela, I believe. And I can go for either a Willow or a Flamethrower. I'd probably go for a Flamethrower at that point. -1 special attack, so maybe a Willow would be the better play. But he's taking a little while to make his move here. Goes in with Raikou as we get up our T-Spike. So really nice to get up the T-Spike. At this point, I'm thinking about just sacking off Achilles. But what else do I have to beat the Celesteela? Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to beat the Celesteela. It sucks that the terrain is still up. I just realized he didn't bring the Kieran Black, which is really interesting, which is the main reason I had Hitmontop here. So I'm actually going to double into Hitmontop, because I don't really need it. The Intimidate's nice for the Lopunny, but it's not mandatory. I have the Wheezing. So he just goes for a Thunderbolt, and he dies to the Life Orb damage. So he could go into Lopunny, or he could go into something different. I'm just going to go into Achilles. And whatever he brings out, barring the Lopunny, I can do some good damage to. If he brings out the Lopunny, then I'm just going to double into my Wheezing, because that is my dedicated check for the Lopunny. Goes into Silvally Fairy. So I could fire off a Thunderbolt and severely weaken this thing. But I really do think I still need it, so I'm just going to U-turn out as he goes into his Shaman. So that's going to get Toxic and take a U-turn. Does not want to take that very well. This is my chance to go into Pinsir. And I could Mega Evolve and just go for a return. But he's probably just going to switch into Celesteela. So I could pull a little bit of a risky double here, which I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to double into Achilles because he gets his natural cure if he switches out, plus he can take anything I want to go for. So I'm predicting him to double out into his Celesteela as I'm going to double into my Koko. So let's see what he wants to do. I mean, Celesteela is his best play here. If he goes into anything else, Koko's still good. The only thing is if he goes for an attacking move here, that's a little risky. So there we go. Good. Beautiful. So I am very free to just go for a Thunderbolt. Let me see if a Grass Knot knocks out the Rhyperior. Let me see if a Grass Knot is going to knock out the Rhyperior. It does. So it does. So I'm free to just go for a Thunderbolt. We do a ton of damage to the Celesteela, which is fine. He does get rid of the Koko, but we severely weaken this thing, which is excellent. Really, really nice. So at this point, honestly, I could go into Stakataka. Like, I could go into Stakataka. I'm a little worried about the Rhyperior though. Now I think about it, I need to weaken the Rhyperior before I can set it with Stakataka. So I'm actually gonna go into Pinsir. I'm gonna go into Pinsir. I'm gonna not Mega Evolve, and I'm gonna close combat. So we get the kill. We get our Moxie boost. And I can potentially Mega Evolve and start doing a ton of damage to his team. So this is really nice. Oh boy, you don't need to see that. He's saying that I have to Mega first turn. Is that a rule? I didn't know that. Let me see. Hold up. What? I'm looking at the dock now. What? Hold up. Where does it? Sorry about this, guys. My Discord's gonna come up real quick, and we're gonna get it off. I'm pulling up, yeah, I'm trying to pull up the... I'm not even going to argue. Yeah, we'll be right back. We're going to replay the game, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. So we just... It took way longer than it needed to, but... Anyway, so instead of not Mega Evolving, I just Mega Evolved and close combated and killed the Celesteela. And we are still all good. So now we're back to where we were. I'm trying to think and remember exactly where we were at. Pinsir does a lot to his team. Pinsir's really nice against his team. Right now I'm a little worried he's going to go for rocks. I'm a little worried he's going to go for rocks on my switch. I could close combat or earthquake, and that weakens this thing enough. Let me see how much we're doing, how much a stack attack is doing to this thing. Let me see, stack attack, the Rhyperior. We're doing 33 to 39 with the earthquake. We're doing more with Gyro Ball, 46 to 54. So if we can do about 50% with the, with the Pinsir, which I do not, but the Toxic Spikes will help a lot. So, while Pinsir's really nice, well, do I really need Hoopa in this? Hoopa's not as good as it was. I'm just going to double into Hoopa and basically sack that off. He goes for a Rock Polish. Interesting. Interesting. So at this point, I'm going to Drain Punch and see what he wants to go for. I'm just going to Drain Punch, see what he wants to go for. He's got the Rock Polish. I was a little concerned about this set. He was like Dual Dance. I was a little concerned about this set. I'm assuming an Earthquake kills Stack Attacka. I'm going to assume an Earthquake kills, which it does. But we still outspeed. We go for the Drain Punch as he EQs and knocks us out, and he's Life Orb. So he has Earthquake, he's Life Orb. So at this point I could go into, well, let's see what Lopunny's at. Lopunny's at full. How much are we doing with Pinsir? If we're Mega to the Lopunny with a Quick Attack. Quick Attack does not knock it out. But if we can set up with Stack Attacka, then we can. How much is it? Okay, I think we kill everything with Stack Attacka. Because how much am I doing to Shaman? Shaman can have Earth Power. So that's a little concerning. What's Shaman at? Shaman's at 50% because of the U-turn, so we're okay. So if I can set up a Trick Room, potentially in the Lopunny, I'm gonna go into Weezing here no matter what. Do I live? I'm pretty sure I do. A high jump kick from the Mega Lopunny. We do. Yes, we do live. So I go into this thing. Whatever he wants to do, I think I'm okay. I guess I just Flamethrower here. Yeah, I guess I just Flamethrower. And get a little bit of damage off. Let me just make sure that Stack Attack kills. Goes for the Stone Edge. And he's going to die to the Toxic Spikes. Yeah, so we kill everything with Stack Attack. It's just about finding my opportunity to set up. Let's see, at -1, do we kill stuff? I think we do. I mean, if I can set up a Trick Room with Stack Attack, we're fine. I just have to make sure it's not on the Shaman because he could potentially have the Earth Power. So Rhyperior's down. We're back in a pretty good spot. The Rhyperior was a little bit scary, but overall it wasn't too bad. So we got rid of that thing, which is nice. I wonder what he's gonna bring in here. He could bring in the Shaman and like Psychic. He could Parting Shot, but that doesn't really make much sense. If he brings in Silvally, I think I'm just gonna Will-O-Wisp, but I don't think he would do that, honestly. In all honesty, I don't think he would bring in Silvally. I think Shaman's his best play here. I mean, does he kill? Does a Mega Lopunny the Megalophony's return kill me? Does the Megalophony's return kill me? It's a roll. It's a roll in my favor. It's a roll in my favor. I'm gonna Willow. Or I could Pain Split. Pain Split's the better play. Goes for a fake out. So yeah, he kills me at this point, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, because Pinsir takes care of the rest of his team either way. He goes for the return. If he's adamant, he kills Stack Attack, I believe. But there's no reason for him to be adamant because I have a Coco. If he's adamant, it's still a roll. Yeah, if he's adamant, it's still a roll. If I go Stack Attack, I Trick Room every time. We're going to outspeed everything on his team. He could, switch out and pull some fake out shenanigans and try to stall Trick Room turns. But either way, Pinsir cleans up his team. At this point, I do believe the Lopunny goes down to a quick attack from Pinsir. Pretty sure he goes down to a quick attack. Let's see. If it will load. It's a roll. It's a mid roll. But he takes one more turn of poison damage. He dies to a quick attack. The Savali Fairy will die to a return, I believe. What's it at? It's poisoned. It needs some poison turns, but I don't think he can do anything to kill me. And then the Shaman will obviously go down to a quick attack or a return. So I think we're okay. If for some reason Stack Attack doesn't sweep here, I think we win with Pinsir no matter what. So let's see what he wants to do. There's nothing he really can do, honestly. I mean, at this point, me switching into Stack Attack screams that I am Choppleberry. Here's a power-up punch. So we eat the Choppleberry. We get our Trick Room off. So at this point, I just Gyro Ball. Oh, I like how it said it definitely does 150 just because Stack Attack is so slow. I find that really funny. It's like, because normally it's like 109 to 150 or something like that, but it just said 150 because Stack Attack is so slow. That's pretty funny. But I go for the Gyro Ball. It knocks out everything. I have plenty of turns of Trick Room. So, I mean, he could switch out, but eventually this thing's just going to die to Quick Attack or Stack Attack it either way. So, looks like we're going to take the win after much longer than necessary battle, considering, or because of all the having to replay. We had to replay the game like 7 times because we kept messing up. It was stupid. But anyway, we're chilling here. Like I said, if he wants to switch out and do some fake out stuff and try to stall out the Trick Room, I still have Pinsir that kills it. We get the Gyro Ball off, we kill the Lopunny, we get the Beast Boost. Let's see what he wants to do from here. He goes into the Silvally Fairy. We go for another Gyro Ball. Knock that thing out. And then he switches into the Shaman. Go for our final Gyro Ball. And we win the game. So, Stack Attack picking up another 3 kills. Stack Attack for MVP. I'm going to start nicknaming this thing MVP because that's what's going to happen. And that's about it for this one. So I'm going to upload and get the replay set. Sorry for the delay. I know it wasn't any time for you guys, but obviously it was for me. But either way, I apologize. We had to split it up a little bit, but everything pretty much turned out the same. There was really nothing too different, or nothing really different at all. I think everything worked out fine. But anyway, good game to my opponent. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything you think I could have done better, or anything you think I did really well. Other than that, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.